Right, welcome everybody to the first Student Life podcast.
It's a historical day.
It is a historical day, it's an absolutely historical day. Right, my name's Tommy, I'm joined today by my colleague Sam and personal friend. So, we're going to introduce what Student Life is all about. Now, Student Life is a multi-platform charity that is all about getting opportunities back to young people. Now, this comes down to many different platforms, be that a magazine, be that doing work experience, be that training to become a mental health first aider and helping other people like themselves. And we are now officially branching out into YouTube. This will be our first video into YouTube. How does that make you feel, Sam?
Well, warm inside, to be honest with you, Tommy.
Very warm inside, very warm inside. Alright, do you want to introduce the podcast, what we're doing here, what's the purpose?
Yeah, awesome. So, most of the charity side is Tommy's branch of this little venture. Tommy has been spending, what is it now, year and a half?
Year and a half, yeah, well, coming up to year and a half, yeah.
Coming up to a year and a half working on behalf of Student Life, and has tried multiple avenues to get me involved and doing something charitable, which, like the Scrooge I am, I have managed to avoid doing. And suddenly, look, here I am. He has managed to talk me into doing a podcast with him, which we are managing on behalf of Student Life. The idea being that we are going to touch upon certain prescient subjects to do with students and life, and sort of various areas that would be of interest to people like us.
Yeah, so sort of we're mainly aiming at an audience of young people, but it doesn't matter if you're young or old, you can still listen in, have a bit of fun. We've got a couple of games which we'll be doing.
No crusties allowed.
No.
Only fresh young meat.
Alright, so I think we should get to introducing ourselves, who we are and what we do.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, take it away, Tommy. Tell me about yourself, because I've not heard enough already.
Oh, I know. We've only been best friends for like 5 years now. So, my main job is I'm one of the directors of Student Life, and that just means I have a little bit of an overview. I help young people make their ideas happen. But sort of in the background, I'm a youth life coach, and I do speeches, which sort of I go around the county giving speeches to schools and different organisations, just helping them get a little bit more motivation and determination in their life.
You say the county, Thomas. What county is that?
We are of course in Suffolk at the minute, but
one of the only counties in the country to not have a city.
Yeah.
And we like it like that. We like a lack of innovation, to be honest with you. We like fields and tractors and disappointment generally.
Suffolk isn't that bad. I mean,
No,
it is of course where Student Life started. Student Life started at Kesgrave High School in the University of Suffolk, so it holds a special place in my heart, as well as some other people. I said Suffolk isn't that bad, but it could, of course, have some more things which are up to date, which is one of the things we're going to try to bring to this lovely county.
So tell me a little bit more. Well, I say tell me. Talk a little bit more about your sort of side project, as it were, as a speaker, because we've had a lot to do with that sort of area ourselves, working together. So give me the spiel. Yeah,
so that's actually how I got involved with Student Life. So I do inspirational speaking, and I was doing a speech and award ceremony called Raising the Bar, who I won an award with them the year before. And it was at this speech which...
Was it a charity appeal for people who are bad at limbo?
No. The speech was about my life, my three biggest influences in my life being the loss of my friend, myself experiencing bullying, and my father's cancer. And
Whoa. Hang on. They're your three biggest influences in life.
And of course you, Sam.
Thank you.
There you go.
That's what I was hoping for.
Alright, so I did this speech, and after the speech I had two members come up and talk to me, them being, who I later found out being the CEO of Student Life and the Director of Mental Health, and both gave me a business card and said, we're doing this film on anti-bullying, we want you to be involved, please come help and work with us. Within the next month I attended their steering group. I started writing articles for them, for their magazine which they release each month, which if you want to go see the magazine, go to www.studentlife.co. Little bit of a plug there.
Love it. Like a good bathtub.
Yeah, and I joined the presentation team, so I started going to the schools and doing some of the presentations with Student Life and working with them, and eventually became a sort of permanent position of me working on their presentations. That later went on 6 months to the day of joining Student Life. I joined the board. soon after, we premiered the anti-bullying film, and just been working more and more with them. It's such an honour and a great experience to be working with them. It's a great opportunity as well. But
yes, I can imagine. I've heard only good things from you.
Well, yeah, that's because it comes from me, isn't it?
Well, yeah, of course.
I kind of have to. I'm on the board. So
it's true.
as for my speaking, I did put it sort of on the back burner whilst I was getting heavily involved with student life, but it's still there. I'm still creating content which I upload to my Facebook pages and my website.
I know you do, because I get a message from Facebook every single time.
That's because you're an admin to one of my.
I'm still an admin on that page. Yet to get off that page.
Oh, I kind of want you still on that page, so
yeah.
So you can still be involved.
For your Christmas present, I'll boost one of your posts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So
no, not a problem, mate.
Yeah, so helping people is just what I love doing. It's one of my greatest passions in life, just helping people gain a little bit more confidence in themselves, as well as gaining a good understanding of their situation, not just what they focus in on. What about you, Sam? What sort of things do you do?
So, I am a little less focused in one area than Tommy is. I'm kind of doing a smattering of different things. I primarily am sort of involved in digital marketing. I do a lot of the boring side, a lot of SEO and advertising, but I do a lot of graphic design and stuff, which is something I've helped Tommy out with a fair bit. I also am working as creative director of a new advertising agency, which is pretty funky, which we might have to talk about in another episode, actually, because I've got a competition I'd like to run with student life, which I think is cool, and the whole premise is basically getting normal people to make 30-second or to film 30-second ads on their phones that they can upload to our site in response to a competition, and essentially stand the chance to win a couple of £100 and a prize from whatever brand it is that we're working with. And that's my ad world. And then the other thing I do is a little bit random, and it's a bit of a curveball, but I am co-founder and co-director of an international private investigation firm. Yeah,
we have Sam Lock Holmes here.
That's really hammed in. That is really hammed in.
Yeah,
but yes, it's and also writing is a great passion of mine, and the sound of my own voice, which is why I love doing podcasts.
Oh, we do love the sound of our own voices, don't we? Tell us more about this PI business. You know, I always find it really interesting whenever you talk about it.
It's myself and my business partner, who is a Bulgarian guy who I met in Cambridge and is living in Spain.
Okay.
And we work with a variety of clients from a variety of nationalities, and basically our job is to locate people who are not necessarily very nice, who have taken large quantities of money, for example, and have gone off the grid. Our job is to find them so that they can be brought to justice, essentially.
Whoop whoop. So we have like I said, we have our own Sam Lock Holmes involved.
That's exactly it.
Involved
I do, in fact, smoke a pipe. You know, I'm really playing the part.
There was a time where Sam was trying to get me involved with it, and I was joking, calling myself Dr. Watson, but I don't think I'm sort of on the level that Sam is when it comes to the PI business.
The purpose of the podcast, then, is probably of more interest to the people who have clicked on the podcast. What we are looking at doing is essentially giving a platform or a voice to just ordinary people, from ordinary students and young people, young entrepreneurs, workers, thinkers, students, that sort of vibe, who want to come on and have a chat, tell us about what they're doing. We're basically giving a platform for discussion for young people about issues like mental health and depression and that sort of vibe that are quite challenging to talk about in wider societies, not that they should be. And also we're looking to have a bit of fun and have a mess around and a laugh and record it and see what we can do with it.
Yeah, mainly we just want to have some fun. We want to inform some people, help some people out, give them some advice. It really fits in with my job being a youth life coach. So we'll be touching on sort of motivation, determination, how to gain your own. We'll be interviewing some people on this sort of sides. We'll be talking to people who are very creative in the work they do and how they use their creativity within their workplace. It's just going to be all around good fun.
Yeah, that's the idea, generally speaking.
Alright, so Sam, sort of tell us a little bit more about yourself. What was your dream job as a kid?
What was my dream job as a kid? That's a good question, Tommy. I've had a few, you know. I've never been that one kid that was like, I want to be an astronaut, and just sort of stuck to it.
When have you ever been normal, though?
It's true, I'm not, I've never been a normal one. I used to want to be a food writer when I was younger, because I decided I loved writing and I loved food, and I sort of had the grand idea that as a kid, my idea of success in a job was being able to get free food, so I figured I'd be a food writer.
So, forgive my ignorance, what is a food writer?
So somebody, well, I mean...
to my mind, I just imagine someone getting, like, some ketchup and writing in food.
Yeah, just dips a sausage in something. No, it's a food writer is somebody who works for a magazine or a newspaper. You can do it freelance. Who basically goes to restaurants, has a meal, and reviews it.
Oh, it's like a food. So like a food blogger or reviewer, or I get what you're saying now. So you're not grabbing sausages and making words out of them.
Unfortunately, not. I tend to do that in my spare time, grabbing sausages. Oh God, that's awful. What about you? Hit me with your dream job.
Oh, what do I do for a dream job? So, I grew up in a military family, so my dream for the longest time was just to join the military. I wanted to be an Air Force pilot. My father was in the USAF. I wanted to follow his footsteps into the USAF. But so around the age of 13, I got type 1 diabetes, which sort of just completely cancels that job. There was no chance of me joining the military. So I had to change my role. I sort of drifted between things. For my GCSEs, I took a really wide range of subjects just so that, if I finally decided what I wanted to do, I'd have some sort of chance. But, that sort of then went on to sixth form. Even sixth form, I was just getting involved with everything I could. And it wasn't until sort of around that point did I then go, I actually just want to help people. I really enjoy helping people. That's what I want to do. Yeah, and then created my own job. And then that then eventually led on to working with this charity.
Yes, and it's worth noting that Tommy had his stage of enlightenment around sixth form, which is coincidentally when Tommy and I met. So I like to think of myself as the messiah of Tommy's business.
Yeah, no, we'll touch on it at a later date. Sort of the story of how I came around and what I sort of went into when we started talking about sort of positivity and how your mental thoughts work and that sort of thing, and really big influences in your life. So
yes, so to touch upon that briefly, next episode we are going to be talking about something a lot more focused than this general introductory ramble. We're going to be looking at mentality and personal philosophy and how that sort of affects you in your life and in the workplace, and how mentality and a positive mental attitude can be pretty crucial to sort of going about your day-to-day life. And we have got a pretty exciting guest for next episode, but I will leave that shrouded in mystery until then. Yeah,
so that's going to be really exciting, actually. I'm actually really excited for this guest.
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it, actually, to be honest with you.
Alright, Sam.
It's going to be good fun.
What's 3 things that you would change in the world if you could?
3 things I would change in the world if I could. One thing I'd change in the world if I could is the inequality, the imbalance of wealth. Second thing I'd change in the world if I could is the amount of fossil fuels we are using and the amount of disregard to problems of the climate. And the third thing I would change if I could, I would just take tartar sauce off the planet, because it is disgusting.
Oh, there's some pretty good ones. I didn't actually expect... I expected the first one, didn't expect the second one from you.
Oh, yeah, what? Because of the amount of time I spend burning coal and chopping trees down and throwing plastic bags
you do it all the time.
Understandable.
You're a regular lumberjack folk, aren't you?
It's to be fair, it's a hobby of mine, because the thing is, people go on about, you shouldn't buy plastic bags because they kill turtles. I don't see that, so I like to take it into my own hands, really, and buy plastic bags and just throttle turtles with them myself, so at least I know I'm making a difference. Oh God!
Your sense of humour always gets me there.
I'm a regular bag for lifer.
No, you wouldn't sort of expect Sam to be sort of eco warrior type. You look at him, and I think more often than not he's wearing a suit.
Right, and which naturally presupposes the fact that I hate the environment.
Well, no, not that you hate the environment. you just normally, when you think of sort of these eco warrior types, you think sort of harem pants and baggy tops and beanie hats.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Knock that down on your tallies. That is the first generalisation of our podcast.
Yep. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying that you look at you and you wouldn't immediately think that. It's quite a pleasant surprise.
I'm taking the mic. Yeah, well, it's It's an important issue, in all seriousness. It is an important issue. It's something that, especially our generation, shouldn't not focus on. It's a big thing.
Yeah, something that we all need to work on and get done.
Have you heard the latest headline that came out? I've not got it in front of me, so I can't go into much detail, but it's that a particular intellectual group, I can't quite remember what it was, have predicted, or projected rather, that by 2030 there are going to be no more fish in the sea.
Oh. That would
not even those ugly little deep sea ones.
A lot of my family
love
their fishing, so actually no, they do freshwater fishing, so that's fine.
Yeah, so there'll still be fish in lakes. I don't see what the big problem is. So sharp about.
Oh, what 3 things would I change though? I think I would like to give everybody the chance to take an active hold of their own life. I think that's a big thing nowadays, especially surrounding mental health, that not enough people feel they're in control. And I would like to change that so that people felt like they had a control of their life and could make an active step in the right direction. The second thing, what would be the second thing that I would choose? More hours in the day. I really wish there was more hours in the day so I could get more done. I'm really slow to wake up. I'm quite the night owl, so I wish I wasn't that case.
Exact same. We both are night owls, in fact.
Yeah, but you still get up a lot earlier than I do.
Yeah, well, that's only because I'm living with my girlfriend who gets up at ungodly hours in the morning and just generally slaps me about until I wake up.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think the third thing I would change is that Subway would make a 1.5 foot sandwich.
Yeah, well, there's this radical thing you can do, and I don't want you to look at me as a genius, because I appreciate this is the next level of intellectual discussion, but if you want a 1.5 foot sandwich, what you can do is buy a foot long and then a 6-inch.
Yeah, I know, but it's not one sandwich.
Just what can they do a Christmas 10-foot sub?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Just all 4 people at the counter filling the sub.
Oh, yeah, it'd be great. Or you could do like an advent calendar sub, where it's like one sub and it's split down into like 24 different sandwiches.
Just flaps, like, oh, there's some steak in this flap. Oh, that's just marinara sauce. That's so messy.
It just goes along and changes 24 times along this like 10-foot subway. It would be great. I mean,
to be honest with you, I think we're in the wrong line of work.
Yeah, I think we need to be working as a food writer.
Yeah, well, this is it. You know, I've been born into the blood of a food writer, I think.
Yeah.
I've still got
this image of you just getting sausages, like 100 sausages, and just writing out like a paragraph in sausages.
I wouldn't use them as a pen. I would cut the letters into the sausage and use them as a stamp.
Oh wow! Should it be easier to use like potatoes?
Old sausage stamps. That's what they call me.
All right. I'm not one to judge, but fair enough. Whatever you want to do with your sausages. Personally, I just like eating sausages.
Or just get like 300 cans of Alphabetti spaghetti and sift through them. So while we are here, before we sign off, alongside this podcast, we're going to be running a couple of other things. We're going to be running another podcast, which is much shorter, and it will be hopefully weekly. It'll be sort of 15-20 minute podcast, and it will basically be covering, in as much of an unbiased way as possible, the news headlines for the week. So we'll just be sort of running through the headlines, so you can flick on to your way to college or whatever, and within sort of 10-15 minutes you have a general understanding of what's going on in the world this week. And secondarily, the bigger project is, I think we are looking at running the YouTube channel for Student Life as well, which is awesome because it means we can interview some interesting people around the regions that Student Life covers, make some funny series, do some sort of stuff. We've got an idea for a student budget cook-off, I think, is one of the ideas.
Yeah, so I want to contact all the schools around the area. Sort of, me and Sam will do the first one, sort of his cooking versus my cooking, which I'm so going to win. Sam's just going to write out things and sausages. But
sorry, you're going to win. You're going to win the cook-off. You're fighting talk already.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we've got the Logan Paul KSI fight coming up, so we may as well have the Sam and Tommy food fight coming up.
Well, this is it. Is basically the KSI Logan Paul fight is the undercard for what is arguably the biggest YouTube event, probably in history, I'd say, which is going to be the Sam and Tommy student budget cook-off.
Yeah, and then
so it's nice of them to build the hype for us, really.
What I then want to do is an inter-school competition surrounding sort of like a MasterChef sort of style cook-off. I think that'd be pretty awesome.
Big plans. If we get more than 3 listeners to this, maybe it will happen.
Yeah, we also got some talks about maybe running some games as well, doing some gaming, be that sort of tabletop gaming or be that video gaming.
Well, Tommy and I both have a passion for gaming, specifically tabletop, but we do enjoy a bit of Minecraft. What can we say?
Yeah, we've got a lot of plans for this YouTube channel and for what we're going to be doing with it. So definitely keep coming back, subscribe.
You guys are in the privileged position to watch us formulate all these plans and watch none of them work. So lucky you.
Oh yeah, I mean, me and Sam, something will always go wrong, but then we'll always try and make the best of it, and it just ends up being hilarious.
Or depressing, depending on which side of the picket fence you stand on.
Yeah, that's true. There have been a couple of moments.
Well, I think that is pretty much us done for this introductory podcast.
Yeah, well, let's finish with a game. Now, there's a game I like to play called Wrong Answers Only. So, Sam, I'm going to be asking you some questions, and you have to give me wrong answers only.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds like a fairly simple concept.
Okay, so what is your favourite colour and why?
Oh, my favourite colour is potato green.
Potato green. Why?
Because when I was younger, I used to love playing in this big communal field in my village, which became affectionately known as Potato Green because I used to hide behind the bushes and throw potatoes at the old people.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, what is 8 times 8?
That's not true. Sorry?
What is 8 times 8?
14.
14.5.
Oh,
that's a rather large number there. Right, what is the capital of England and what is its largest landmark?
The capital of England is F.
Is F?
No, E. Is E. Sorry.
E.
Honestly.
Oh, that's a terrible pun. If anyone didn't get that, he's talking about capital letter of the word England. That was horrendous.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I don't like myself.
It still works for the game. Right, how much salt do you add to chips to make them absolutely perfect?
Oh, I would say I tend to, as a food writer, I'm speaking from a position of considerable authority on this subject.
Yeah, are you writing with sausages?
I am. I tend to add exactly 482.9 grams of salt.
To how many chips?
To how many chips? Just the one.
Just the one. Okay.
It's just
that doesn't actually surprise me when we were on that Woodbridge that one time and you added a boatload of salt to your chips.
I just like the feeling of having no moisture left in my body when I've had a nice bowl of chips, to be honest with you.
Burns off your taste buds.
I feel like if I was a lake, you would be able to float in me.
Yep. Your blood pressure must be through the roof.
Oh, well, I mean, I have to spend enough time with you, so that's pretty much a guarantee.
That is very much true. Mind you, I've got the blood sugar covered, you've got the blood salt covered.
That's it, yeah, together we're, salty and sweet, aren't we?
They are. That's what we should call our duo act.
That's just salty and sweet.
Yeah.
And on that particularly inspiring note, I think we are probably going to close this one off.
Yeah, I think that's a good amount of time, good introduction to us. Hopefully you guys gain some sort of knowledge about us that you didn't know before if you already knew us.
And yeah, well, thanks for stopping by if you did. And if you didn't, how dare you, even though you can't hear this. And we look forward to seeing you for the next episode with our mystery guest, which is going to be quite a lot of fun.
Yeah, please like and subscribe the video. And yeah, just get involved. Get involved however you can. Go to www.student-life.co to get involved. Start writing with us, start working with us to do something. It's a great opportunity. Get involved. Thank you very much for listening, guys.
Awesome. Well, thanks for stopping by and we'll see you next time.